We are back in Mexico. Hola amigos y amigas, Javier here for Hum of the Earth. And as you might know, Mexico is one of my favorite countries and I'm very excited to be here. But I'm saddened to say that maybe this is the last time. Which would be very sad because Mexico is an amazing country with an infinite amount of things to see and do. Great people and great food. So I'll tell you the story of yesterday when I arrived into Mexico. So when I arrived from Bogota to Mexico City, right now we're in Tequisquiapan, Querétaro, a small scenic town here that I've yet to visit. I just arrived walking into town here for the first time. Yeah, so when I arrived into Mexico City, I noticed that the line for immigration was taking much longer than it usually would. It's usually pretty fast. They ask you a question or two, they stamp your passport. But this time it seemed like everyone was getting interrogated. And this wasn't a real surprise to me because I'd read online in Facebook groups that Mexico was kind of getting tougher on people kind of living in Mexico on a tourist permit, which is more or less what I've done. I mean, I was a tourist seeing stuff, but not every day, let's say. I was definitely just living my life, especially last time when I was spending months at a time in Campeche in Merida. But I figured, since I'm Canadian, that maybe I would be allowed to stay the normal 180 days, which is what I would usually get coming into Mexico, and most people would usually get coming into Mexico, pretty hassle-free. But I'd heard some people getting only a month and some people even getting only 7 days. So I'd actually already booked a flight out of Mexico. I made sure to get the flexibility combo so I can change it free of charge. So I noticed that, everybody was being interrogated coming into Mexico, and I was getting a little bit nervous. And when I showed up to the customs officer, and he asked me how long I want to stay in Mexico, and I told him my flight was in almost 6 months from now that I booked. He was like, "No, can't do that." I said, "Well, sir, it says right here on the FMM I'm allowed up to 180 days. That's what it says on your website." He said, "No, there's new rules. You're only allowed 2 months in Mexico." And I was like, "Oh my God. I mean, where does it say this? Did this rule just come into effect today?" Anyways, I complained for a little bit more. He eventually gave me 1 more month. But then he basically said that you're lucky you're even getting this because you don't even have booked. You're supposed to have hotel bookings and stuff for your whole stay, which is something I would never do because booking online is usually more expensive than getting there in person, because then booking.com or whatever has to take a fee. So he was basically saying no more of how it used to be, which is one of the reasons why I love coming to Mexico. Is it was really, really easy. At least if you're a Canadian, they basically just give you 180 days with no questions. But not anymore, he said. He said you have to show proof of a flight out of the country and you have to show reservations. And that's really not how I travel. And that's why I'm saying maybe it's my last time in Mexico. But who knows? Things could change. If they notice a significant decrease in tourism, which I'm pretty sure Mexico still wants tourism dollars. I guess they just don't want people living here on a tourist permit, because if you actually get residency, you have to pay like over $100 or hundreds of dollars every year for your residency permit. As a foreigner getting citizenship, you also have to pay money. So I guess they don't want people circumventing that system, so the government wants that money. But at the same time, if it means less foreigners in Mexico just spending money in general, it's hard to believe that this move would actually make the government more money. Or actually, yeah, maybe the government more money, but the country would make less money. So anyway, it's kind of a weird move, but it's somewhat more in line with what is standard across internationally for tourism. But yeah, not something I'm thrilled about, but I'm still grateful that I got 90 days. So that's 3 months, and I'm going to make the most of it. It's probably going to end up being a similar amount of videos I would have made. It's just that I'm going to be busier and taking less days off. So yeah, it looks like we're at the beginning of the nice part of town here. So I guess I'm going to end this video. And yeah, like this video if you found it useful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be checking out a new part of Mexico, or at least some new cities in north central Mexico that I haven't, and towns, and I'm pretty excited to do that. So it should still be a pretty great time here, and that'll all be coming up on the channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified when new videos come out. And if you want to see more videos of Mexico, I've been here probably like close to a year overall, checking out most of the country really. So I have playlists of Mexico 2021 and bicycling through Mexico. That was 4 years ago now, I guess. When my first time traveling through the country, I bicycled through the country through western and central Mexico. That was part of a larger trip bicycling through Latin America. I've also bicycled through Eastern Africa and Central and Eastern Europe, and I have playlists on this channel for all those countries that I've bicycled through. Alternatively, if you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I went and everything that I got to see and do, I have that map available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com. Where you can click on the different locations and see the various blog posts and videos that I've made of those places. And again, if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures through Mexico and beyond, you can do so by clicking on the red subscribe button and clicking on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.